Welcome back to Satisfactory. Okay, today I think we're just going to do a little something different. We're out here at the fuel generator. And, you know, nighttime came and it just made me think it'd be kind of nice to open those hard drives. But we also need to do a little work to get this kind of going. Plus, we had to move some fuel out to the aluminum factory so we could start getting that process going, because those drones run on fuel, and fuel is very inefficient for drones. So we do need to get our very special rocket fuel going. But before we do all that, let's start doing a little hard drive research. 10 minutes. So while we are waiting in that 10 minutes, let's get we'll get the empties out of here. Wait, no, we want the full, not the empties. We want the full stuff out of here. Somewhere in here, I guess. Gotta wake our way in here. So, looks like this is kind of a outer highway line. And everything is getting sent into this. Yeah, it's getting taken from this inner line, sent out to this outer line. I guess that my thought is that the outer line should be the place where we hook it back up. If we can get this to connect. Once you start getting on to like weird placement, you run the risk. Okay, that's in. Then if we step back, we might be able to put a guy in the bottom here. There we go. Uh-oh. Do I really want to have this only connect 2 of these? It's a little biased on this one. I could upgrade a couple of these belts just to allow for the exit. Let's see if we can get back out of here. Okay. So that means we've got more fuel going in. And this single one is going to enjoy that extra fuel unless we... Well, and that is an advantage, is that we can voice a little more into the uploader. Though I guess once the turbo fuel comes online, I should probably keep turbo fuel for myself as my primary uploader. But we can decide about that later. I guess we could... basically do the same thing we did on this side. Oh, technically, we need that fuel to go to a fuel burning solution. I guess I don't need to do that part of it right now. I really don't need to do any of this right now. But I'm kind of started, so... let me take a look at how I built it on this side. Directly connects 1, 2, 3, 4, and then directly connects the next one. I don't even remember what I called this. Oh no, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh wait, that looks like about right. And let's see if we can connect that pipe to an output. I don't know. Oh wait, we got that notification. Let's stick with making sure that we're on the hard drive thing, because that's what we're here for. Oh, boo. Oh, coal. Wood to coal. And a little additive for more wire or more cable. Iron canisters and coated cable again, but in a weird way. I don't want either one of these recipes. They're both terrible. There's zero chance I'm going to use this. A heavy oil residue near a cable? Yeah, I'm not using that. We need some good recipes that are going to help us make turbo fuel, which, now that I've said that, let's double check this. Okay, we do have access to turbo fuel, so we should also have access to unlocking the associated recipes. Oh, I haven't even put the floor holes in for this yet? Wow. We're way behind. I think on this side, just one is enough. I don't think we need 30 storage for empties. All right, so the empties go back into the rotation, though I guess technically they don't have to go under. I can just send them up because this is the rotation belt right here. So that's easy, super convenient. We'll speed up a little bit of the stuff that's connected here. At least to the first split, right? Now, the real problem is that this guy's not getting any water somehow. How long until this is done? 3 minutes. I'll try not to put myself in a place where I'm too far away. And if I go in here... Looks like all the water is going one direction. Is it? Is it fully connected though? I mean, if it's 600, 600, that's 1200. There's 24 of these. That's a little bit more than 1200. Yeah, 1440. I don't know what this is going to do directionally, but I'm tempted to connect this one to this one. The heck? Did I connect that directly without a pipe? The floor hole? Well, that could be interesting. Half of it goes that way on the inside and half of it goes that way on the outside. They all have a single directional input to the inside track. The inside track is where it all gets connected. That actually might be a slightly better distribution. Assuming I didn't put any directional stuff in the midst there. It has to be better. Either that or I'm going to have to do something with like a little secret water tower solution, which I really don't want to do. Oh man, we're getting a bunch of terrible, terrible recipes. Plastic and, I mean, maybe in some alternate universe I use this. But we got to do better than that. Silica and copper sheets. Actually, I do like that recipe better than plastic. Not a very good scan so far. Hey, yeah, this guy's getting water at least. Maybe I just need to go back and put in a few more water pumps. Maybe these 10 weren't enough. Though 10 of them would be 120, or 1200 I should say, which you would think is enough. What did I do over here? Oh, I see. I think I can connect this guy on the inside. Or I could move it over here, where it's a little bit more logical. invisible connections. But as long as we see fuel here, we know it's working. All right. That's a nice little preamble for when we go in to make our next round of fuel burners. We'll have this part done already. This thing is still full of water. That's bothersome. I'm tempted to sneak a little bit of the water out of here directly into this side of things. Though this guy's claiming that he's not getting access to empties. I honestly don't see how that's possible. I guess I could theoretically combine the empties into a single. Just to guarantee that they get spread out evenly. I want to lift this up, but I don't want to do it in a way that causes me to totally mess up everything. I'm taking an extra second to think about it. Fused quartz crystal in a foundry. Coal and raw quartz to make lots of quartz crystal. Or iron and steel. That's probably, if I had this as my second choice, I'd pick this, but we're not really here for quartz crystal recipes. Now you're talking. Though this isn't the right one either. Coal and sulfur. This is if I want to skip the turbo fuel section. Which I probably should. But I've already made a giant compacted coal factory, so we're going to use it. But this allows you to go straight from fuel to rocket fuel. I mean, looking at that, that's probably the best use of our time, just to have that option. Might be in a weird situation where we need a little bit of rocket fuel. At least we got a rocket fuel related. This is where I can inject extra empties. Okay, now all the empties are going into one place. And then I think if we run... That is the temptation, right? But we know we're going to have 3 of these. So I should probably just run this down somewhat centrally located. How many of these are we running? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An odd number. I know, it's an even number, but still. Very odd that I chose 8. 8 times 60. $960. So 2 of these running wide open. This setup won't handle it all. Those 2 are super balanced now. They both get exactly half no matter what happens. No matter how much gets input, they each get half back. Wish I could do a front flip. Couple of extra this is like one foundation off the center. The fact that these are filling up really bothers me. This side's not getting enough heavy oil residue. Have I made a huge mistake? I think... No, I don't think it's... I think it's about right. It's about what I expect, I should say. It is possible that these guys will not always work. This is probably the last on the list, even though it looks like it's the first. If I check these two over here, they're probably both full. Yeah. So that's the shape of the pipe. It's going in there and then going around this way. And these ones on the end are... I'm just gonna have to trust the previous me that I did those numbers correct until we're proven to obviously be wrong. So what? 2/3 plus of the containers we just dropped off have already been sort of processed through. We'll have to see what we're going to do about the third one. That's really going to be the key. Ugh. Do we really want an automated miner? No. We don't want a coke-based electronic circuit board. In a situation where you would want that, though, I could see how that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. You're making your power and use the petroleum coke, and you end up with circuit boards because you take a little bit of the rubber out of that same oil process. That could be real nice. Not real nice for us, though. Man, we are getting all the bad rolls. Might have to do another... Whoops. Might have to do another specific hard drive hunt. Where are all these containers going? I think that's tweaked up perfectly fine. I would only upgrade the belt just so these last few get a decent amount of packaged fuel. Since they're getting half of a half of a half 8 times. I'm going to put this on just so we have something to line it up against. This is jumping out at me because it's starting to pause. Do I want to bring the empties? Wait, I don't want to bring the empties back in, though. Empties only go out. This side of the world's not getting water either. I knew the click was in there somewhere. I just had to find it. Maybe just to be super clear about my intentions, if we can get a valve on here. We cannot. Well, that guy's suddenly super happy. Totally full. This one's getting rapidly increased occasionally. Either way, it's got enough to run. Much better. And we're getting the water out of storage here. That's really the key. We want these water pipes or water extractors to run constantly. Looks like this one could use a little alternate mission as well. I'm tempted to try to connect it in one shot, but it makes more sense to do it this way just so it's clear that we want it to be under the water level as much as possible. Maybe I should connect it the other way first. Finding the underwater connection here is turning into a pain. It's right there, though. Come on. It won't let you build while you're swimming. Basic iron ingot. iron and limestone. And we got this one. We already seen this one today. Sulfuric acid to extend the life of Caterium ore. I don't like either one of these, but I like this one the most. No more hard drives. Let's see if we can give this water a little relief. Maybe we need to connect this first. Yep, now that it knows that bottom is the only connection, it knows what I'm trying to do. So weird. I wonder if I could squeeze a valve on this one. Wow, flow rate on this is pretty low. Oh, these guys already have plenty of water. I see. But the ones down here aren't necessarily as lucky. No? They're doing pretty good so far. Okay. They've got plenty of water. They're looking for heavy oil residue. See, I don't know. They seem to be thinking it's working, so I'm not going to question it, but part of me says if I had a heavy oil residue tower, this would be distributed a lot better. Why the drain rate isn't a full 600, I don't think I'll ever quite understand. I don't think it's going to let me put a pump on here. That's really my only other option, is to make my intentions super clear with a pump. I think if we keep that closer to 600. Oh, as soon as I say that, it's going to be a little wacky. Those numbers are better than I was getting earlier, so I'll take it. The problem is if I split it and send it down, the only thing we're going to achieve is having the problem be somewhere else. But part of me says maybe it'd be better to have, well, if we're getting the flow rate down here at 100, I think we're fine. I'm going to call it. We're going to leave that where it is. So next time we run out of power, we can pop in and add, what is it? 250 times 24, another 6,000 megawatts. But our hard drive bonanza didn't go so well. That was actually quite terrible. Better luck next time. Better luck next time as that goes. But I think we did make some good, important tweaks to our fuel factory. It's always important to make sure you always have a good amount of fuel or energy. And we're consuming 6,000 out of right around 9,000. All of the empties are being used. I think one more trip for empties, and then we'll call it. You know, if I was feeling risky, I would go with the hover pack, but we're going to play it smart. Didn't want to land by the hyper cannon, wanted to land by the canisters. Oh, when these run, they run very fast. That's why they're, well, at least one of them does. How much is it cranking out? 150 per minute. That's the reason why every time I come over here, it's full. That is my preference, but geez. I'll have to check my plan for the turbo fuel. I think there was a couple of recipes that I needed, and I don't think we got any of them. Nice extra layer of empties for all of our packagers to package their water super efficiently now that they're getting access to all the water. I think these guys at the end are still not going to get a ton of heavy oil residue. Wait a minute. Why does this guy have 50 and this next one, the very next one, is struggling? Though he seems to be doing better. I think the pump is helping. Okay. Fuel factory tweaks and hard drive research complete. I just think that this is off by like 1 or 2 foundations and it's going to bother me. One. It's like 7.5 on that side. And 9 on this side. Yeah, so I could easily move it over 1 foundation to have it much closer to perfect. That's painful. But it also gives an opportunity to build something a little more interesting. I mean, I like the power tower facade, but it doesn't mean that's the only one we need. We can do something else. I'll have to think about that and build it in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.